Her pulse raced, her stomach churned, and yet she couldn't tear her eyes away. There was a magnetism to them, a predatory allure that made her skin crawl even as it held her attention captive. The stranger chuckled softly behind her. "They can smell fear," he said. "And you reek of it. Delicious, isn't it?" The figure tilted its head, examining her with a predator's scrutiny. Its movements were almost liquid, gliding closer until Lena could feel a cold, unnatural aura emanating from it. She shivered violently, instinctively pressing herself against the stranger, whose presence was at least tangible, real. A soft hiss escaped the figure, a sound that made Lena's teeth ache with instinctive dread. Its jaw flexed slightly, revealing just the faintest hint of elongated canines, too sharp, too perfect, not quite human. Lena's mind spun. She wanted to scream, to run, to fight, but there was nowhere to go, and nothing she could do. She was trapped in their world now, a pawn in a game she didn't understand, at the mercy of beings that defied natural law. The figure leaned closer, and Lena could see the faint shimmer of its skin, like moonlight on water, and the unnatural black depth of its eyes for a heartbeat. Time seemed to freeze. Then the stranger whispered behind her ear, "Remember, Lena, patience. But their patience has limits, and tonight, you will test them." The figure paused, its gaze locking on her, unblinking, and all-consuming. Lena realized, with a chill that ran from her toes to her skull, that this was not just an encounter. This was the beginning of a hunt. And as the shadows closed in, Lena's world narrowed to one horrifying truth. She had no idea how to survive the night. Lena's lungs still burned as she stumbled backward, pressed against the stranger's unyielding grasp. The pale, inhuman figure before her tilted its head once again, silent and impossibly still. Lena's instincts screamed danger, but something about the way it watched her was different. It didn't pounce, it didn't attack, it merely studied her with a patience that made her skin crawl. Her pulse hammered in her ears, and yet, beneath the fear, a flicker of confusion sparked. The stranger's gravelly voice broke the silence. "They don't want to hunt you. Not yet. Not like that." Lena's eyes snapped to him. Then, "What do they want?" she demanded, her voice shaking. He chuckled softly, the sound low and chilling. "Ah, patience, little one. You'll see soon enough. You're different, and they've taken notice." The pale figure glided closer, movements liquid, and almost hypnotic. Lena's stomach turned as it circled her like a predator, yet one that didn't intend to kill. The black depth of its eyes was like staring into midnight itself, endless and impossible to resist. Lena's mind reeled. You want me?" she whispered, barely audible. "Why?" A hiss, not threatening, but almost amused, slithered through the courtyard. The figure's gaze held her completely, unnerving her with its intensity. "They want you," the stranger said, voice low, almost reverent. "Not because you're prey, because you belong. You're special, and they sense it. They see what you could become." Lena's blood ran cold, but it wasn't just fear. There was a strange, almost magnetic pull emanating from the creatures, something that made her want to step closer even as her mind screamed to run. One of the night creatures moved to the edge of the courtyard, then spoke in a voice that was both ethereal and alien, threading directly into her thoughts. "You are like us. You are ready. Come with us." Lena staggered back, knife trembling in her pocket. She wanted to resist, to shout, to flee, but the pull was intoxicating, subtle, like the tide of darkness itself was wrapping around her soul. The stranger's eyes gleamed in the dim light. They're patient. They don't force, but they don't make mistakes. Once they've chosen, you will understand. And tonight, they want you to understand. The other figures circled slowly, silently, creating a web of shadows that seemed to pulse with life. Lena realized with a growing horror that there was no running. Not from the alley, not from the courtyard, not from them. She wasn't being hunted, she was being invited. And somewhere deep in her chest, a part of her wanted to accept. The night stretched endlessly around her, the air thick with anticipation, and Lena understood a terrifying truth. This was not a nightmare she could wake from. She had a choice. But could she resist?